Hey everybody, what's going on? I figured I'd do a short video. Recently I posted my FromSoft rankings onto my Twitter page, and I just wanted to kind of flesh out my ideas on why they got the rankings that they did. So let's go ahead and start with number one. Number one for me is going to be Dark Souls. Even though I played Demon Souls for the PS3 first, I think Dark Souls really became the realization of Miyazaki's vision. Demon Souls was kind of like the blueprint, the beta test, and Dark Souls 1 is when everything really came together. There's so many iconic bosses. The Capra Demon, whether you love it or hate it, it's an iconic boss for this game. Gwyn, Ornstein and Smo is probably one of the most iconic boss battles in all of FromSoft's catalog. So it wasn't too hard for me to decide Dark Souls was number one. I went back and forth between Dark Souls and Elden Ring, but Dark Souls just has that little bit of extra nostalgia factor that came into my decision on giving it number one. Speaking of Elden Ring, that's my number two. I think it goes without saying. Let me turn on the numbers. I don't know what happened with the numbers. So I think it goes without saying that FromSoft really created a masterpiece. I mean, they're so good at creating masterpieces in general, but with this game, so initially when they announced Elden Ring was going to be open world, I was extremely skeptical. I kind of had my doubts on whether they could pull it off or not, and really they delivered more than I even imagined they could. It never feels like you're exploring for no reason. Usually you get some reward that's worth exploring. It just feels good. The characters are amazing, like the bosses. Shout out to Margit and Morgott, who's always talking crap about the Tarnished. I love them. It's just, there's so many great boss battles. It's just a lot of fun, and it's either a number one or a number two for me for Elden Ring, but like I said before, Dark Souls has that nostalgic factor for me, so that edges it out, and I'm gonna go with a number two for Elden Ring. So the next game is going to be, I think, a little controversial, and the reason why is because I haven't completed a playthrough of it yet. But so I'm in the middle of doing my playthrough now. Last night I actually beat the folding screen monkeys. Go follow me on Twitch if you want to check out my playthrough. I've been streaming it on Twitch, or you could follow my YouTube. I put up the VODs there as well, and I also stream there too. So Sekiro, I feel confident ranking this in number 3, even though I haven't completed it yet, because I'm just loving the combat system so much. I love that you have to deflect. I love that you really have to be like on your A game with the bosses, the boss fights, and there's no co-op. At least, there's no co-op, so you can't go and, get your friend to come help you. You can't summon a mimic tier or something like that. The challenge that it provides, and the way that you feel like such a badass when you beat a boss is, I haven't felt that way since my first playthrough of Dark Souls, really. And some parts of Elden Ring as well. But Sekiro manages to give you that feeling with even the mini bosses. Like when I first beat Juzu the Drunkard, I felt like on top of the world. Like it just delivers the feeling that you really like overcame a challenge, and I love that about Sekiro. Once I'm done with Sekiro, it'll either move up or move down depending on the rest of the game, but I'm pretty confident in putting this at number 3 for right now, and we'll see what happens after that. Now the next game, I don't think will be too much of a surprise, and actually I kind of want to do another playthrough because I haven't really played this game for many years, so I'm really wondering where it ranks nowadays. But my memory of it was that I loved it. I think the DLC really elevated the rankings for Bloodborne for me. I really love the DLC. I think for me it's between Shadows of the Erdtree and the Bloodborne DLC. I have a hard time picking which one I like more, but the DLC really boosted my ranking for this game. I love this game. I love Bloodborne. I just think I might need to do a replay of it soon because a lot of it's kind of hazy for me. There are some great memories that I remember, like fighting Father Gascoigne for the first time. I actually ended up fighting him first before the the Cleric Beast. And he really gave me some tough work, but you know, this game taught me that I needed to unlearn what I was doing with Dark Souls and learn how to play this game. So I'm gonna leave it here at number 4. When I replay it, I'll move it up or down in the ranking. Now, number 5, I think people are gonna get in a tizzy about, but I don't care. You know, this is my ranking, whatever. You can rank them the way you want. I'll rank them the way I want. Dark Souls 2. So when I first played Dark Souls 2, I really disliked it. And this was at launch, and I was expecting that Dark Souls 2 would be more of the same as Dark Souls 1, but better. And what we got was something like parallelly different. And what I mean by that was that, yes, it's a Souls game, yes, it's Dark Souls, but it's not quite. It really did a lot of its own stuff. It had a lot of its own unique ideas, like the bonfire aesthetic, whatever, however, you know, the item that boosts your the difficulty of an area. The combat, it feels much more deliberate, where you really need to pick and choose when you roll and how you punish an enemy, because otherwise you're done, you're finished. So it was interesting because I recently did a playthrough of Dark Souls 2 this year, and I did the DLC for the first time, which the DLC was phenomenal. I loved Fume Knight, I loved Alon, I loved those bosses, I loved the DLC. The DLC was crafted beautifully. I forgot what I was saying, but essentially it feels like its own game. The combat feels really good to me. I love that it's very deliberate. I love that you can't really run from the enemies, which is usually something I do in all the FromSoft games. I tend to initially explore an area and then I just run. Once I kind of feel like I've explored enough, I try to run and you know, make progress in the game. That's kind of how I play it. But with Dark Souls 2, I really had to stop that, and I needed to be methodical. I needed to be deliberate with my combat. It just feels good to me. I love the environments. Everything just feels so... it has like its own vibe. It feels like you're stuck in a dream, especially when you're in Majula. It feels like, you know, is this real life? Is this not real life? It just feels good. So that's why I'm giving Dark Souls 2 at number 5. So a lot of people are going to disagree with this. They're going to hate that Dark Souls 2 is above Dark Souls 3, but for right now, this is where I'm leaving it. I actually, after I beat Dark Souls 2, I was really curious about how I felt about Dark Souls 3. So I ended up starting a playthrough, and it was insane how different the combat is versus the two. Dark Souls 2 is much slower, methodical, deliberate. Dark Souls 3 felt like very fast, and it felt like I could just roll unlimited times. Like, even from the start of the game, you could just spam roll, and you have enough stamina left to just keep going. And you know, that's not a knock to the game. They're both different games. I really like Dark Souls 3. It's just, if I'm going to order them, if I'm going to rank them, for right now, until I do another playthrough of Dark Souls 3, it might move up higher. This is where I'm going to put it at number 6. I used to have Dark Souls 3 at number 2, but then Elden Ring came out, and of course, you know, I replayed Dark Souls 2 or whatever, so this is where it is for now. You know, how do you rank masterpieces? Like, there's gotta be a number 6, there's gotta be a number 7. It's just what it is. I still love the game, but for right now, that's where it's at. The next one, we're gonna have Demon Souls. This was my first FromSoft game. I actually bought a PS3 just to play this game because I heard how challenging it was, and it really sounded and looked like something I'd be interested in, and I was right. I was happy that I bought the PS3 just to play this game. The game really was difficult. Like, everybody knows that the first FromSoft game you play, typically you end up taking a break from it, or at least I know a lot of people that did. So I played Demon Souls for a bit, and then it got really tough. I took a break for maybe like a week, but then I still felt that urge, like, man, I want to overcome this. I know I could overcome this. Like, let me give it another shot. So I picked it back up, and the rest is history. I fell in love with this game style, this genre. I'm so thankful that FromSoft created these types of games, because I really love them. Like, I mean, I run a FromSoft Twitter fan page, for God's sakes. Like, I just love their games. And Demon Souls was just something unique that didn't exist at the time. It gave a challenge that I felt like gaming needed at the time. It felt like every game was super easy at that time. And I'm so thankful for that. I love their games, and Demon Souls is a really, really good entry in their catalog. And yeah, it's at number 7. It doesn't mean it's bad. I love it, but that's where it is for right now. And last but not least, out of the FromSoft games I've played, we have Armored Core 6. This was actually the first Armored Core that I really got into, way back in the day. For PlayStation 1, I actually had a demo disc of the very first Armored Core, and I always thought it was a cool game, but I never really like got into it too much. But with Armored Core 6, I just, you know, with modern FromSoft, I just wanted to give it a shot, and I did, and I loved it. And, you know, I still have to go back and play New Game Plus and New Game Plus Plus, and everybody has been telling me, like, you don't get the full experience unless you play New Game Plus, New Game Plus Plus. I definitely intend on doing so. I do think there's something to be said about the new game, like your first playthrough, having the whole, giving you like the whole sense of the game. You know, I appreciate that that New Game Plus and New Game Plus Plus changes things, but I don't really want to like, it should be very good during the new game. Like, I shouldn't have to play New Game Plus or Plus Plus to really make up my mind about the game. It does sound like once I do the New Game Plus Plus and whatever, that I'll probably reevaluate my feelings on the game. I love the game. It was awesome, very fun. The combat felt so good. Like, I went into the game expecting like slow, methodical, like I almost thought, like, am I even gonna like this game? But no, the combat is super fun, super fast. My only gripe with the game is that it's not challenging enough. The only boss that really gave me difficulty was Balteus, and that is my favorite boss fight in the game, probably because of that, because it was so challenging. And I know New Game Plus and Plus Plus has more challenging battles and different battles, whatever. I'll get to it, I promise. But for now, I'm going to give it a number 8. I do like the other FromSoft games more than Armored Core, but it was a great game and I loved it. I enjoyed it. So anyway, this is my ranking. Go ahead and comment below what your ranking is, and let me know if you disagree with any of these and why, or if you feel that my ranking resonated with you. If you like this video, follow me here on YouTube, follow me on Twitch, and follow me on Twitter. I stream multiple nights a week. So yeah, I'll catch you later. Thanks. Peace.